Hey, what's up, guys? We should be going live any second now. These guys are usually right on time. So hopefully we'll get some updates tonight, see what's going on with the audit. And, maybe we're on track. We're supposed to get the utilities launched a week from today. But we'll find out this week if that's going to be the case. But here we go, guys. I'm just going to go get a cup of tea as soon as it starts, and I'll be right back.
Want to get started here in just about a minute or so. So let me just make sure we have gotten that turned off. All right, looks good. I think everybody's able to start popping in now. So guys, welcome to the call. Happy Monday. For those of you that it's still Monday, I know depending on where you are in the world, it may be Tuesday already. But for those of you here in this hemisphere, happy Monday. Appreciate you guys all being here, and give me about a minute or so to let everybody join in. As you are popping in, though, you guys know the drill. Pop in, let people know where you are. There we go. Austria, Houston. Hey guys, I did have an awesome vacation. Thanks, Lori. I'm not sad to be back. You got to come back sometime. But looking forward a staycation next time. So Tampa Bay, welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. If you don't know, I didn't even get the chance to say it. Pop into the Telegram group. Let everybody know where it is you are popping in from around the world. Canada, welcome. Brazil, welcome. Good to see you guys. Sebring, Florida, welcome, man. It's awesome to have you guys popping in. Just want to share.
Give me some good news,
really
man.
Tonight, man. Just a few quick updates, a few quick suggestions. Just got a conversation here with Mr. David Track here just about 10-15 minutes ago. So just wanted to kind of bring you guys up to speed on that, and then we will not make it a lengthy, laborious call. And I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds, guys, and then we're going to get started. So give me a second. I just want to set up a couple things real quick, and I'll be right back with you, and we will get started.
All right, guys, we'll be trading tomorrow. I don't know about 9 o'clock, but I will be on. I got something to do in the morning. If I get back in time, I'll be on at 9 o'clock to trade live, okay? This morning, we traded at 9. We took 58 pips on US 30 this morning. So it was a good day. We were done in like 20 minutes. So like and subscribe, guys, and get on there. Join us in the morning, man, if you like to trade. Let's get this baby launched. Okay,
everyone. Well, let's kind of get into it, guys. Again, I want to, in a particular order, I want to go through just a couple of things with everyone. Again, we won't make this a long call. This is really just kind of a preview of everything that's going to be happening here. Number one, though, I spent my entire morning, myself and Mark Ross, on with the programmers, actually going through some of the final. We were really stress testing, if you will, the affiliate back office, affiliate plan, etc. Mark Ross is going to be reaching out to a handful of the leaders, I believe, tomorrow morning our time, here on the well, I'm on the East Coast. Mark is Midwestern time, but he'll be reaching out to a handful of the leaders to basically solicit your guys' help in doing some stress testing. Just literally just signing up through this, through our test protocol, making sure that everything is operational. It's also a cool way to give you guys a early look, if you will, at everything and what it's going to look like, so you can start sharing that with your team here and giving them, a couple of days before everybody else can really get rolling, and just kind of really letting them know what you saw, how you're feeling about it, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have that list of people that he's going to be reaching out to, but that's kind of his call. He's got some people in mind already. So maybe he's already giving you guys a little bit of a clue, but if not, look to hearing from Mark tomorrow, and then going in and kind of having some fun with that like we did today. But I think it's beautiful. I think everybody's going to be impressed with it, but I'm interested in hearing you guys' feedback. But I'm also interested in you doing all the things that you do to try to break it. I know the real stress test will be when we launch it out to the field. For everybody, that's the real stress test always. But it's always good to kind of get some of the leaders in here who are maybe been through this process before, had a lot of experience, a lot of different back offices, seen some other things that maybe you've tried before and it's been glitches or haven't worked, and maybe you can try to force some of those issues here, just so we can make sure we've got the killer system
Cheers,
that we
guys.
believe
One
that
more
we
week.
have. And if we don't, if you do find an issue or whatever, we can just have a quick fix by the programmer. So when we roll it out, man, everything is perfect. I did just get off a call with David Track. So a couple things I want to tell. I so want to give you guys a date, but I promised them I wouldn't. But David Track will be on the call this week. As to which day he's going to be on the call, that will actually be figured out here by tomorrow morning, and then we'll let you guys, we'll let everybody know what day he's going to be on the call this week. But just I think it's one thing he wanted to nail down before he actually popped onto the call with everyone. But just again, want to make sure you guys understand that. Just kind of listen for that in the Telegram. But Mr. Track will be on the call personally this week to announce out some things to you guys. So that's going to be very cool. Your patience, I will just say, is about to be rewarded. We are very appreciative of that patience. And I hope you guys understand, again, the transparency of the process. Everything we do here is we run it through, we have to run it through the auditors, right? And because we're not going to roll anything out without it being audited. So we want to make sure that there's no security concerns, no violations. We brought on an additional attorney firm last week. Actually, a week before last, we started kind of negotiating with the submitted everything, I believe, last week. So they're on board with us as well because we want to make sure this thing is bulletproof for a long time to come. So there's a lot going on there, and I think David Track will actually share that with you guys as well. So you'll be able to go through some of those things and kind of get an understanding of where we are there. But also, most importantly, is okay. This is the day that I can start with the 48-hour period for the affiliate program for being a founder. So we're again, I promised him I wouldn't give a date. I'm going to let him do that. But that's going to be cool. So you guys will know exactly when that's going to happen, and we can start rocking and rolling that. And again, I think it's just one thing he's waiting to hear from the auditors tomorrow, and then we'll be able to basically say, okay, cool, this is what we're going to do. So we'll get back to you guys on that here very shortly, and we'll not see when David Track's going to be on the line. So make sure we'll pack that call out, and we can get that information out to everybody, and we can kind of start lining up the jets. The other thing, though, is while I was talking to him, is he reminded me of something, which I'm going to suggest to you guys first, which is he said, hey, man, you want to be fired up before you jump on the call, go check out Trustpilot and check out the Sosana reviews. So I'm going to first suggest that if you have not been to Trustpilot, you guys go check out Trustpilot and go check out the reviews that have come from people in the community. Feel free to add your own review while you're there. For those of you who have already given reviews on Trustpilot, thank you so much. It's for me, not only did it get me fired up, it was also a reminder to me of a couple things. One is that we have some of the coolest people on the planet in our community, which I know that, but it's always good to be reminded to see people how genuine they are, where they're coming from. But the other is like the diversity of the crypto level of experience of the people in our community, and I always love being reminded of that, because I always want to remember that we can't always be talking to the people who have been. I've been in crypto since day one, and I know everything about it. In fact, before they named it cryptocurrency, they came to me and asked me what they should name it. It can't always be a conversation at that level. There's so many people that this is really the first thing they've ever done. They've seen other crypto things before and never decided to pull a trigger and get involved. But something about Sosana just kind of tweaked them and said, this is the one. This one feels real. It feels genuine. It feels like it's an idea whose time has come. And it feels like a real community, a real family, and it's what I want to be a part of. And just reading that and seeing that, that actually gave me a really big sense of pride, but also just a reassurance that we're doing the right thing with the right people, and that's why we're going to get the right result. So I was pretty excited about that, and I do again want to say, if you guys have not been to Trustpilot, please go there, please read those, and then please feel free to add to it to do that if you want to. Right? I have it there anyway. So that's how we want to do it. Now, the final thing I want to say to you guys is someone asked me, I remember when we started talking about what our whole purpose was. And we said that the whole purpose was to really help people kind of sort through the noise, to do some things to address what we saw as a big, I guess, a big mistake, if you will, and a big problem in the cryptocurrency market. And we were specifically starting off by looking at these things on the Solana network, but then we're going to move forward, and eventually we would be what we call blockchain agnostic, right? So we'd be able to do this in the future, not just on the Solana network, but on various blockchains. But we were talking about how there's so many bad projects out there, right? And I like to call them landmines. That it's very difficult to distinguish between a landmine and a gold mine, because on the surface here they all look the same, right? And people are coming into crypto for the first time, and they're putting their money into what they think are these good projects, and they're losing their money, and they're getting bounced out of the cryptocurrency market. Like, oh, I tried that, it was horrible, I'll never do it again, kind of thing, as opposed to really supporting quality projects and building their portfolio with real gold mines and real projects that over time could really have some real value for them. So, a person asked me, even though I was on vacation, I talk about this all the time. I do. I can't help it. And I ended up having a conversation with somebody about, typical conversation. What do you do? And I started telling them about Sosana. They got really intrigued about it, and I told them, hey, the purpose was to help them build portfolios, and we got into a deep conversation. And what they said to me, kind of triggered me to think about how I view what's going to be the growth curve of Sosana, not from a standpoint of from 25 cents to $1 to $50 to $100 to whatever, but in terms of the ability of the community to really start identifying really, really quality projects, and really kind of, to the point where when somebody wins the Sosana vote and they get that badge that they won Sosana, like, it becomes like in the industry where people are saying, oh my God, these guys actually won the Sosana vote, right? That's a token I got to go buy, even if they're not a part of Sosana, right? I got to go buy that token, because that's like the gold standard now. If they pass through that community, got nominated, and got voted in by that community, this is a serious project. That's a serious up and comer. And I thought about that, and I said, the way I see it is, as our community begins to evolve, and it's going to get better and better at this. So we'll have that first vote, we'll have the nomination, and we'll have the vote, right? And the project that wins, it will be a decent project. It might be the greatest project in the world, I don't know, but at the very least, I think it'll be a decent project, because it will have gone through two gauntlets. Gauntlet number one was that people went out and they even chose to nominate it. So whatever their nomination process was, of saying, does it check these boxes? Does it have these green lights versus these red flags, whatever, it will pass that smell test, if you will, and it will get nominated. And then gauntlet number two is that it's going to be up against 24 other projects, and our entire community is going to go through and look at all these projects, and the majority of the people, or a plurality of the people maybe, will say, I think that project, token XYZ, that's the best one out of these 25, right? And I think that's going to be, okay, well, chances are token XYZ is a really solid project. We can't make that guarantee, because again, I have no idea what you guys are going to nominate. We're not, I have no idea what everybody's going to vote for. We're not allowed to put our thumb on the scale. But I believe that that's what's going to happen. What I also know, though, is here's what's going to be happening behind the scenes. The people who nominated the 24 projects that didn't win, right? I mean, some of those projects will get, maybe, let's say the number one project got 100 votes. I'm just going to use some easy small numbers here for ease of math. And the number 2 project got 98 votes. The person who voted for that, who nominated that number 2 project, is going to feel like they did a really good job of really going through their process and evaluating, because they ended up missing by 2 votes, right? So they're like, okay, so the community agrees with me that this is a quality project. But let's say the person who nominates a project gets 1 vote, which is probably just you who nominated it, right? That person is probably going to come back and say, okay, why is it that I thought this was a good project and nobody in the entire community agreed with me? And they're going to have to go back and reevaluate some of the things they were looking for, and saying, man, I thought it was decent. I wonder what it is that everybody else saw. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't consider this. I didn't look at the market cap or the liquidity or the fact that the token distribution, that it's really owned by just 2 or 3 people, and if they dump the tokens, right? All these types of things, you'll start, I probably should have thought about that. That's probably why they didn't like it. So they will get better at the nomination process. And over time, and I don't mean years, I'm talking about a matter of, months, probably, because we're doing 2 votes a month, right? A few months down the road, we will have gone through this process, let's say six times. I think what will happen is we'll get to a point where the community will get larger. You'll get more people out there who are holding enough tokens that they could nominate, and you'll get people who are being very discerning about what it is that they nominate, because they really want to win, and they've now seen the tokens that are winning. They've seen a level of research that went into those tokens. They've seen, okay, so the tokens that are winning, they have this market cap, and this level. They are fully doxed. We can see who the development teams are. They are this, they are that, they are that. And people will start collectively raising their game, if you will. So because they want a chance to win. So that we'll get to a point where when we vote, first of all, the voting will get more difficult, and I look forward to that, right? I look forward to when you're looking at it and you're like, man, I don't know. Like it's really hard for me to choose between these 5 or 10, because they're all so good, right? And it'll get more difficult. And then what will happen at that point is where it's not just going to be about the token that won. And again, guys, this is all separate from the degen voter pool and the bonus and knowing about an hour early. This is just about identifying quality projects to buy and hold in your portfolio for long-term growth, right? And long-term wealth creation. And it's like, you'll get to a point where you'll say, man, if the tokens that finish in the top 5 in terms of voting, even if they don't win, and they don't, so they don't get the degen voter bonus and all those types of things, they're all worthy of being purchased and held in your portfolio, all of them, right? And then it's going to get to a point where it'll be the top 10. And then it'll get to a point that the community has gotten so advanced that if you're one of the 25 projects that gets nominated, you're probably going to get some action, from the Sosana community. Even if you just got nominated, it's like, how they say in the Oscars, it's a privilege just to be nominated for the Oscar. We're going to get to that point where the community has been educated to such a point, and it's gotten so big enough, and diverse enough that now even the nomination process just to be nominated is going to be something you want to consider for a portfolio. Because guys, let me tell you something. There's going to be some fun happening every 2 weeks. You guys know me. I talk about this a lot, right? I mean, I do. I really do. I'm excited about this 2 week, what I'm going to call it, Sosana Monday, and I know that that is going to be the #1 attraction feature. That is going to bring, tons and tons of people. Myself and Mark Ross were invited onto a call with a gentleman who documented him and his leaders have put over 100,000 people each into the last few programs that they were involved in. So they haven't just done it once or twice, but they've done it multiple times. And they are very excited about partnering up and really going hardcore in Sosana. So I know that, the story of this every 2 weeks, that is catchy and it's exciting. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And you guys, I'm going to have a lot of fun just telling your stories, man. I'm always like, guys, you can go make the money. Just lend us your stories, because I think, us being able to go out and be able to use your stories and use your testimonials, that's just going to pour more gasoline on the fire, attract more people. But long term, as fun as that is every 2 weeks, as cool as that's going to be every 2 weeks, as many people as that is going to attract, and what that's going to do to the value of the Sosana token long term, like as a crypto investor, I am equally as excited, if not more excited, about having this incredible, I call it crowdsourced intelligence model that will look through all of the riffraff out there and identify the gold nugget projects that we can hold in our portfolios, and really have an opportunity to generate wealth, long term. Really have an opportunity to, whether it be the projects that are currently that are active, or the pre-launch projects, again, which that are going to be available to us in the near future, where we're able to hear about these projects in advance. Again, this crowdsourced intelligence model, this incredible community coming together and saying, this is a great project, and going through that gauntlet, and then being able to take those projects and, and put them into our portfolio, these token projects, put them into our portfolio, and get them at pennies potentially, and have them go from pennies to, dollars, tens of dollars, in a relatively short period of time, and be able to earn multiples and multiples and multiples of whatever our investment capital is. That is where I am most excited about Sosana, because I believe that is the long-term game changer. Believe me, for those of you that are holding lots of Sosana tokens, that's an asset that is going to, in my opinion, can just continue to go up and skyrocket in value as this gets more and more traction throughout the globe. But even for those of you who are like, man, I wasn't here for the launch, or when the launch happened, I didn't get as many tokens as I wanted, or I just don't have the timing wasn't right. I don't have a lot of money or whatever at the time. It doesn't matter. That's going to be something that you can address through the affiliate platform, where you can get more and more Sosana tokens just by going out and sharing it with some people if you choose to. But also long term, we're going to continue to try to put, and when I say we, I'm speaking the collective we, and I really should say the community, because we won't be able to nominate, we won't be able to vote, we won't be able to do any of those things. So I guess I should really say the community is going to be able to put some of the very best assets in front of you every single couple of weeks, and you're going to have an opportunity to start stacking your portfolio with real solid crypto assets that can make all the difference in the world as we move forward into the future for you and your family. I mean, the true legacy building type stuff that a lot of people are looking for, but they're just losing their shirts because they don't have a community. They're just guessing, or they're reading an article somewhere and saying, oh, that sounds cool, and they're jumping into stuff without this crowdsourced intelligence model that we have. So and I wanted to share that with everybody, because I don't know what everyone's vision is. I don't know how you guys are looking at this completely, but that's how we're looking at it, right? And that's how I know several of the leaders are about what this really is. And I know that I was talking to a guy, this week that I met down in Florida. He's a very already I'll just say well-to-do. I don't know if I'm going to say wealthy. I mean, that's kind of his business, but he's got a nice, from all accounts, a nice 7-figure, net worth, and he's an investor, but he has not really done a lot with crypto, just because, he's found it to be too difficult to figure out, to sort between these things. For him, the idea of, when I talked about the degen voter aspect of this, that was actually appealing to him. And he was like, I can see where that's going to that's going to really kind of light the world on fire. It's going to get a lot of people excited. But the idea of what I just talked about, of this long-term ability to be able to sort through stuff and have a giant community, a global community of people come together and, kind of, sort through, find the best projects to nominate and then vote on that and give you these, again, we have to say potential because we can't guarantee that, every single one is going to be the next Bitcoin. But just this concept of understanding what we were talking about, man, that's the thing that had him say, you know what? That's something I'd want to be a part of. That's something I'd want to, put some significant time into to be a part of and really be able to go out there and get done. And that's something I feel very comfortable bringing to my investment community, which he's a part of. And that just, to me, to have a perfect stranger, so there's no, it's not like he knows me and he knows my track record or he likes me or anything like that. I mean, this is just somebody that I met. We engaged in a conversation. Conversation got interesting, and the next thing you know, he's like, "Yeah, so how do I play?" That I felt like was worth sharing with you guys for where this is, because it's a part that I don't want you to forget. It is incredibly exciting what we have from a standpoint of creating all the buzz and all the excitement. But don't forget where we're going. Don't forget the real purpose of this, and don't forget the fact that there's going to be a point where even if you guys are every couple of weeks, you're getting involved in this and you're able to get in front of this information and make some money. Don't forget that a real purpose of this is to stack and pack really, really solid assets into your portfolio. So it's not just about having money right now. It's about having potential money and wealth long term. So wanted to share that with you guys. I do appreciate every single one of you. And I told you we're not going to make this a lengthy call, but kind of stick to the Telegram group here over the next day or so. We will let you know when David Track's going to be on the call. And that's the call you're going to want to be a part of. You're going to want to start, again, you're going to want to hear what's happening, and you're going to want to start lining up the jets. I know a lot of you guys have been patiently waiting. I'll say it again. I think your patience is about to be rewarded. And, for us, we've been as patiently, waiting as well for some of the stuff with the programmers and some of the stuff with the, with the attorneys and with the auditing company, so that we knew that we had all the thumbs up and all the boxes checked, so that we can roll out with absolute confidence, and we can get this moving. Because once it starts moving, I think all of you know, which is why you guys have all been patient and hung around. Yeah, it is Lori Patton. That's a rocket ship to the moon. That's right. It is a rocket ship to the moon. And this is going to be, this is going to be I would imagine for most of us, the most exciting project we've ever been involved in our entire lives. So guys, with that said, I appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Myself and Mr. Mark Ross will be joining me, and potentially, depending on what happens tomorrow morning, maybe even David Track. Again, if not tomorrow, it's going to be one day this week that he'll be joining us. And this is going to be some exciting times. It's going to be a very fast-moving week. A lot of cool stuff's going to be happening. We'll be giving you guys some really frequent updates on what those things are, and then we're just going to keep this moving, man. And we're getting closer and closer to the point of being able to make the magic happen that everybody showed up for. So with that said, again, I will say this in case you guys came on late. The Trustpilot thing, go take a look at it. If you haven't left a review, feel free to do so. But even if you just go take a look at it and you just want to read what other people are saying about our community and about go do that as well. I think it'll be very inspiring for you. It's going to probably make you remember, hey man, that's why I showed up. That's why I'm fired up, and just make you realize that we are in position right now to be changing a lot of people's lives, and we're just getting started. The vast majority of people who will be who will be impacted by Sosana, they don't even know it exists yet. But you guys are here, and because you're here, as those lives are changing, it's only going to make the transformation in your lives more pronounced. So that should be something to be excited about being here at the right place at the right time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow night. and we'll be back and we'll go from there. Have a great night or a great morning, depending on where you are in the world. I appreciate you guys. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. So, yeah, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll be on Trading Live. We'll get our win for the day. I'm not sure exactly what time yet. So that's why I didn't put it out. But I'm just going to, as soon as I get home, I'm going to jump on and we'll catch our win for the day, man. It'll probably be between 9 and 10 o'clock. That's what I'm thinking. And tomorrow night, I will be back for the updates on this. Hopefully we'll have David on. We should be ready by next Monday. That was the plan. I don't know if that's the way it's going to go. But yeah, man, looking good. I'm getting excited, man. We're almost there. If you guys want a crypto debit card with no KYC, the link is there, guys. If you want to join Sosana, the link is there in the chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. We'll grab our win, like I said. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place here for the Sosana update. Have a great night, guys. God bless you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Cheers, guys.